Good afternoon or morning.
Good morning. It's good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Introduce yourself.
I am Cameron Lubrin, and I'm a new father of my son, who God dedicated to me.
Who am I here with?
Radwin.
Radwin.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to ask you some questions. Well, yeah, some questions.
Okay.
So, as a new father, what is something that you don't expect so far? Like you didn't expect so far.
What I didn't expect,
Yeah.
as a new father. Well, what do you mean? Good expectations or bad expectations?
Anyone?
Well, I have good expectations. Well, I didn't expect him to do a lot of. My son will be doing a lot of things at his age. You know, he's in a very very good bit.
Yeah.
You know, trying to stand up and just smiles and you know. Well, I never expected that a child would bring so much happiness when you are not feeling yourself. Like, let's say, when you go to work, you know, certain things didn't go as planned, and you know, you're just feeling down. And my experience is when I go home and I hold him in my hands, you know, he makes me feel very happy. It brings joy in my heart, and it makes whatever make me
Okay, Daddy, take care of the baby.
whatever make me feel bad or unhappy, it takes that away. So I have the joy in my heart as that happens, you know.
Okay. So which one of your kids would you say was the hardest to raise?
I think my children were different. So for me, it was a matter of hard or easy. They were different children. So you kind of had to approach them differently. So there is something that would have been hard for one and another thing hard for another one. But I don't think it's a question of any being harder than the other one. I hope I'm making some sense.
Yeah.
Okay. There were difficult times with my children generally in terms of maybe where I want them to be and where they want to be themselves. And sometimes we didn't agree on that. And that would have been true for all of them. So it was difficult at all times. I would prefer use the word challenging. I'm not so much sure that difficult for me is the word as it was sometimes challenging. But they were all, for the most part, learning experiences for me. It helped me to grow and hopefully helped me to be able to work with them better.
None of them are difficult, man. Them are easy, sweet, nice, loving boys.
You sure enough?
None of them are
Sure.
difficult.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure enough?
Yeah.
All right.
Growing up, they never give no trouble.
Okay.
They're peaceful creatures.
What's one?
I mean, they're like their father.
Deandra. Yeah, she's like money-wise and being a teenager, you know how that goes. So
Yeah.
trying to get her to like stay focused, you know.
So what is one thing that you want to teach your child and you hope that he carry on to his children?
Well, the first thing I want to teach him is in the way of the Lord. You know, that's the first thing that I want to teach him, and also just to be himself, just to be happy, be kind, be loving, and be a people person, just as I am. You know.
Well, I should teach them patience and understanding, because I find that very useful in this life, because one must be able to keep their calm in any situation. When you remain calm, your brains can flow properly, you can think straight, and you can do things correctly. So for me, try to be calm and also be able to be able to think straight and remain and keep your composure at all times.
Just being respectful to others,
You know, just go there, get a good education, money management skill, and to just be kind and respectful to people.
What's the hardest part about being a father and nobody told you about?
I think nobody really explained that a child has a mind of their own, and that sometimes when you say things to them, they're not going to do what you say. And it's going to be very difficult, if ever, to get them to kind of comply with the things you want them to comply with. So part of it is you have to learn over time to get to know who they are and to get to understand them and try to walk through them, their own will, who they are, walk through them to try to get them to understand the things that you may want them to understand.
The challenges, the finance, the money to spend, you know, the late nights being up, the diaper, all of that, you know, and being a single father is hard. So I would like the challenges is finance and just being there for all your kids, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the best thing about being a father?
The best thing? Well, there are a lot of best things in being a father. One, when you have a baby, you feel great. You feel like you're a man. Then, as you see them grow, that is another best thing, because you know they're not staying at the same stage, they're growing. When you see them achieve some goal in life, like in graduation, that's another best thing. And then as you go on further, as you see them grow into manhood or womanhood, as far as I'm concerned, all those are best things, because at every stage in life, those things bring a kind of a joy that the other stage in life would not have brought. So, you know, as you go on more and more, you realize that at every stage there is what I would quote best thing that could ever happen. So, and it goes on when you see them marry and they get a good wife or get a good husband, right? And then again, when you see them produce and they bring off an offspring, all those, as far as I'm concerned, are best things.
Happy Father's Day!